Hi, readers. I'm Zandra Robinson Burns, writer, the protagonist of Heroine Training, and Passion Planner Ambassador, here with my planner, Ms. Scarlett, and another cup of tea to talk to you about what I'm excited about in my planner this week. I'm going to put these things down. So this is my planner. She is a size small. I happen to have a size comparison right here because this is my first ever Passion planner and this is the large size. So that's the difference between the large and the small. I was just curious about what my old Passion planner looked like. It was chaotic. Just look how messy it was. But I was also thinking about how my friend Preeti gave me this planner, my first ever Passion planner, and it was around this time of year. It was, gosh, my handwriting even looks messy to me. I just dove right in. March 22nd, March 24th, 2015 was the first year that I used Passion Planner and the first day that I used Passion Planner. I just dove right in and tried it out, and so it was kind of a chaotic, humbling reminder of what that was like before I had my tried and true practices of what, like, here's what March 24th looked like this year for me. It's just a lot neater and more spacious and systemized. So if you're just starting your Passion planner, you have my encouragement to just go for it and figure out what works for you. And I'm excited for you to figure that out along the way. You can start your planner in the spring at a random time of year, just like I did, using my discount code Zandra2, which will get you 10% off at the Passion Planner website on any planner that you choose to purchase. I don't have a 2022 large size to show you the exact comparison, but I thought it would be fun to just show you what this looked like back in 2015. These boxes are enormous, but this size feels so official for just like having out on a desk as an open thing. These days, I have a lot of notebooks on my desk and I like to carry this around, and I like to collage on all of the pages, not all the pages, just on many of the pages. And it gets heavy and it gets thick carrying that around. So I like the small version. I also write really small, and I like everything to be very portable. But if you are looking for a more stationary option where you have lots of space, maybe if you have lots of things to write down, then the large is a good option for that. Why don't I go grab a medium as well? Okay, this is the medium size versus the large size versus the small size. This also feels really like lovely and official looking back on it. I'm noticing that I had a lot more detail in my day of like breaking down tasks. So if you do have a lot of moving pieces, a lot of little details, there is certainly room for that on this planner. What I find myself doing more with the small size, even though it will fit, there is room for you to squeeze it in there, especially if you go down a size on pens. So I like to use a 0.4 Muji erasable pen. Then there is plenty of room for everything that I need to put there. But I do find myself abbreviating in a way that doesn't hold me back necessarily. I just have my own little codes and shorthand terms for things in my work. But then there's always the option if I have a very granular day, say I'm publishing a blog post and I'm having trouble focusing that day. Usually I will just keep this in my head, but if I really want to write out the steps, I just get out a piece of scrap paper or another notebook and write down like take photos, edit photos, upload photos, title post, write post, all of the different steps that might fit in a larger size planner, but I also don't need to be holding on to that over the years if I think about what the purpose of my planner is. So I will take that outside. I'll write those more detailed notes on a separate sheet of paper, and then I feel like I have as much room as I could possibly need. Yeah, when I was using the bigger planners, I was using the back pages more as notebook paper. Like, look, I had all of this space to write out these book ideas for Everyday Wonderland. I don't have room for that anymore, but I just take that to a different notebook. And for me, that helps me to differentiate my planner as like my guidebook from my creative notebooks, which are more my works in progress, my drafts. So I tend to use my back pages of this planner. This year I've been doing these reflections each month, these more visual reflections. I keep track of the media that I consume. I have this ongoing list of wishes. And it's just like a more evergreen thing where I'm using each page throughout the year. Even the ones that I used to reflect with, they are there to remind me of that, of how far I've come this year. Whereas I'm noticing in these past larger planners, I would use it for like an editorial calendar for that month. And then moving forward, I wouldn't really refer back to it. It was more to help me figure things out in the moment. And I just feel like I don't need to be carrying that brainstorm around with me. And this is very portable. Here's a throwback for you. Back in the day, this used to be lined paper in the back and it said notes, sketches, brainstorms, and journal. And you can just give you some ideas on what to use this page for. And I did that all right. As you can see, I did some maths. I'm working out my budget. I had like lists of random stuff that I don't need this. I don't need this from 2015 as like a keepsake of that year. And a passion planner doesn't have to be like a perfect keepsake, but I just didn't need that to fit in here. Like I'm carrying around all these pages of like chicken scratch notes. When nowadays, what I do, and here I will end on this final tip. I have this notepad, DIY notepad of recycled paper that I have a fancy shiny binder clip that I got from Life Story here in Edinburgh. And all I do is I quarter paper, usually like a packing slip or something that comes in the post. I fold it into fours and tear it into this notepad paper size. I use like the backs of envelopes and things. And as you can see, I did some maths on it. But then I have like this free notepad and get to reuse paper in one more way before it goes into the recycling bin. So this is what I will use for those kinds of notes now instead of putting it in the back pages of my planner. Instead, I just carry around less paper by having the smaller version. So I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What size planner do you have and why? This is a very common question, so let's help each other out in considering all of the different benefits of the different sizes when you're buying your passion planner. And when you do, don't forget to use my code Zandra2 to get a discount at checkout. Most of all, what my planner helps me do is structure my day and the practical things that I need to do while also prioritizing my passions, inviting more adventure into my everyday life. So, for more guidance on how I do that, you can enjoy my free ebook, 123 Mini Adventure, which is about creating more mini adventure in the corners of your busy day. You can download your copy at heroinetraining.com/123. Until next time, happy planning, and I'll see you soon. Bye.